Hello and good evening. You are back live with the crew. Well, part of the crew, the skipper here tonight. Tonight, I'm going to discuss our past, our present, our future. How has it gone for you? Are you pleased with life? Has life done you well? Are you a person of always asking, well, what's in it for me? There's just never anything for me. How come everyone does so well and I don't do so well? If you're that person, boy, howdy, is this show for you. There's no magic pill here. There's no leading up through some chat group or a learning center or book reading that is going to evolve your conscious self, your mind, your knowledge, your life into the perfect slot of life. I hate to break that to any of you. It's in this man's opinion, ignorance of the constant pursuit of perfect unity with spiritual self. Not possible. Monks can't do it. I don't care how you pray all day or whatever it might be, or enclose yourself in a perfect environment. My opinion, it's not why we're here. We're here for contrast. You're here for the moments that make you appreciate the good moments. I don't even really like to call them bad. I like to say that there are times when, well, I've had better days, or I've had better moments in the day, or that moment didn't fare well for me. Why? Why did that happen to me? It didn't need to happen. Well, evidently it did. Evidently it did need to happen to you. Because growth comes from experience. Anybody my age or close to my age and older will tell you that. You can't teach children by words. Oh, sure, you can teach them how to read and write, that kind of thing, but they still have to read and write. It's difficult looking back at problems, but I want you to have a little different twist here tonight. Look back or look at your current life or look at your future hurdles and say, I'm going to embrace them. I'm going to embrace the not so good moments, the bad hour, the flat tire on the highway, whatever it might be. I want you to embrace them. I know, a little different concept. There are so many of us that have to go through so many of these little twists and turns in every single part of our day. And you think that you don't have anything to do with them. You think that these incidents in your life are coming upon you, like you have. You don't understand, Allan. That car accident just happened, and it just happened to me. I was involved. Somebody crashed into me, and it was, well, yeah, I understand that, but I wasn't there. It didn't happen to me. It happened to you, right? Was it like divine intervention that you were there? Were you supposed to be there? Was it where were you mentally, consciously? Where were you at the moment when it happened? I know, heavy concepts here tonight, and I really want you to get where I'm going with this, because like I said, it's about your past, your present, and your future. So how do we come up with who we are today? Well, I'm a boat captain. I'm a economics guy. I like banking. And I have a YouTube channel, and I'm a husband and a father, and I have dogs, and I have a Chevy truck. I have two Chevy trucks, and I have a Dodge truck, and I have a Tesla, and I have a ranch, and I'm off grid, and I like to garden, and guess that's it. That's all there is. That's Allan. That's who he is. That's all he has. That's all he'll ever be. Let's put him in that category. Let's just slide him into that category. As diverse as it might be to a lot of people's lives, he's that guy. Period. There's Al. But every moment of my life forward, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy currently. Currently, I see myself as an entrepreneur. I see myself as a high functioning, high level functioning businessman, a man of strategy, a man who sees he wasn't capable, aware, or ready, or competent enough 5 and 10 years ago to be the man that he is today. Not possible. I could not have been the man today that I am without the failures of past individual. That took some perspective. That took me a while to understand that, well, the government came along and, this guy came along and these lawyers and they threw us into court. And I was playing that blame game. The one. Yeah, the one we like to use. It was their fault. It wasn't that Allan, wasn't prepared or ready or believed enough in himself yet. Couldn't have been any of those factors. It had to be someone else. Don't take blame for whatever situation you're in, Allan. It's time for you to find an opportunity, an opportunist in your life that you can say, well, thank God it wasn't me. It was that over there. It's odd when it happens to you. When a year, 6 months, particularly the last 2 years of my life, when it comes to me the way these last 2 years have, words are useless in this area. It was so obvious. The success was so clearly obvious the whole time, the whole way. And yet it was surprising at the same time. So fresh and new. Every single day was so new. It's still very new. Every day it's like, wow, what am I going to take? Today was one of those days where I'm talking about the past. Today, I haven't had a day like today in a long time. Today was one of those days that we like to refer to it as, I was a fireman all day. I put out a lot of fires, a lot of smoldering little things, but issues with relationships, business and otherwise, that had this little smoldering thing going on. And the individual I was a year or 5 years ago probably would have just let it smolder and get bigger and larger. And my incredible son and I last night had a fantastic conversation. And we were talking about this, how, Dad, you're just a different man now. And it's odd because people tell people that they've evolved or they've changed or something like that, and they can't necessarily typically see it when they're in the middle of it. As soon as he said it, I had already been thinking that for quite some time. Not always evolved for the better, obviously. There are good and bad days. The bad days are the ones I'm starting to appreciate, like today. And bad in the sense that I wouldn't have looked at it positively in the past, to where today I look at it and say, wow, I had the opportunity to deal with 4 or 5 business partners today and look them right in the eye, on the phone, and specifically say to them, nope, we're not going to handle this like that. I had the ability to be assertive. I had the ability to not be a people pleaser. I had the ability and the knowledge and the life experience and the entrepreneurship and the knowledge of where we're going with these companies to say, we're not doing it like that. We're doing it like this. And everybody on the phone call knew it, that that's what was needed to be said. But nobody really said it. Nobody owned it. This man owned it, and I wore it. And the thing is, you come to this in your lifetime and you say, well, gosh, that's just growth. That everybody goes through that. No, this is different. This is a knowing. This is a factor of, I'm no longer a young man. And looking back, I never was a young man. I clearly always was a younger man, but I always had enough experience to get myself out of big jams. I've never really been in big jams. I've never really had terrible relationships. I have 2 divorced wives that, they're great gals. I mean, I love them both very much. I mean, as human beings, and I want the best for them. So I've never been that guy, but the plan that I came up with, the strategy of saying, I don't care about the menial things. There was a book, Don't Sweat the Small Crap, right? And it's all small crap. Those of you who remember the 80s or 90s, whenever it was, that's what really is clicking with me now. What's clicking with me more than ever before is you can, and everyone does stumble on the low hurdles. Everybody stumbles on those low hurdles. But you can't get to the high hurdles by stumbling on the little ones. And the way you handle the little ones is head on. No, we're not doing that. We're not wasting our breath on it. We're not wasting our time on it. It's insignificant. I know that's the way everybody else does it. And I know what everybody in HR department wants to talk about. And I know politically everybody wants to talk about that. And I know all the accountants, they want to talk about this. And the attorneys in the room, they've really got to get all that cleared. It's all got to be covered and all that. No, we're not doing any of that. My decision, none of it. None. We're not wasting one more moment on any of that useless, time wasting ignorance in business again. And it went over like a lead balloon. And the thing is, I was never more proud of myself when all the arrows started just bouncing off of me. And I thought, you know what? Is that all you got? That's all you've got. Really. That's the best you can do about the reasons for why we should spend the next, I don't know, week, 2 weeks worrying about useless worry. It's not your friend, people. If you look around at your life and your relationships in business and your relationships with your friends and your family and your children, your grandchildren, your community, and you look at those relationships and you say to yourself, are any of the issues that I'm having with any of those, are any of those large? Or did they start off really, really small and end up big? Almost all of them start off really small. Some little tit for tat thing, and the next thing you know, and then, you're not speaking to your parents or your kids. And it's nobody's fault. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm saying, why? None of that crap matters. None of it. Remember, when you're staring up at the hospice nurse, none of that matters. What matters is, did you get it done? Are you happy with the decisions you made? Did you offend anybody? Well, if they're offended, they're offended. Correct? I'm not saying you need to walk around and be, a first-class prick and be, that's not what I'm trying to say here. What I'm trying to say is cut the crap in your life. That's past. That's your past. It doesn't have to be your future. And it certainly doesn't have to be today. I put out no less than 4 fires by 12 o'clock today, and all 4 of them would have taken me a week to conquer. I've still got one left, and he and I are going to talk later on the phone tonight. You have to head on these things. You cannot let them fester and grow and be these problems that just keep coming up and another smoldering fire. And then you spend most of your mental day, which is exhausting, putting out tiny fires. Just put them out immediately and say, I'm not handling business, relationship, family, spouse like that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. And it starts with this one thing. I'm going to give you the magic pill. It's none of their business or your business what they think of you. Let me repeat that. I've said it before, and it bears repeat on this show. It's none of your damn business what those people think of you. None of it. What they like, what they dislike, what they care about you, whether they think they like you, or he's a great guy, or he's this. None of that matters. None of it. And to the degree of all of those things mattering to you, is the degree of burden, anchors and chains and balls and chains holding you back from being completely successful tomorrow in marriage, in relationship, in business, and in crushing your financial future, your peace, your happiness, and even your health. All of that is all the smoldering crap in your life that you've made into this giant, giant mountain of burden that you carry everywhere in your life. Discussing what happened in your life 40 years ago as if it's who you are today is the most tiring thing I hear people do almost every day of my life. It's just like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Really? Your dog ran away when you were 8 and you're still spilling that at every cocktail party, your second vodka in? Really? God, you're such an incredibly bright and wonderful person and sharp and so good at what you do, and your kids admire you and love you. And you bring that to the party? That's what you're basing a bad moment or a bad day, or you had a rough day on it. You're blaming that? That's the past. Get rid of it. Know who you are now. Who are you now? Better yet, who do you want to be? Because that's the future. That's where we're going in this show. Who do you think in your life that you know that you would like to say, well, I'd kind of like to be not even in the individual. I'd like to be in that position. I'd like to be there. I'm kind of here. I'm kind of happy where I'm at. I'm 3/4 of the way there. If I could just improve this one portion of my life, what would that be? And that's called now. You can change that now. You can't change that 40 years ago when your puppy died. Okay? That's not how you change it. That's not how you fix that final 25% of your life. Sorry, it just doesn't work. I know therapists want to tell you that, and I know they're, going to make a living on, and I know they're smarter than I am, and I get all that. And human resources is just full of all those people, and they're so much intellectually more smart than I am, and they've dealt with more crisis of people, and they really have their act together, and they're so good at their job that you go back for the next 30 years of your life and you accomplish absolutely nothing. Zip. That's a fact. Okay. Now, how do you fix the 25% that you don't like? You completely 100% ignore it. I know you didn't see that one coming, did you? If your life is 75% perfect or great, nothing's perfect, really good, focus on it, grow it, expand it. Spend your entire day doing the stuff you want to do, the way you like to do it, and how you like doing it. This man's life has changed immensely over the last couple of years because that's all I do now is things that I like to do. And today I was having a meeting with Ron, and he was like, oh my God, you are going through it today. Are you okay? I was like, yeah, no problem. I just hit them all square, right, boom, right between the eyes. Done, next, done. Great. That's out of the way. I don't ever have to think about it again. Ever. Like, you cannot dwell on your issues. Please don't do that. If you dwell on your issues will absolutely be there tomorrow and every day the rest of your life. Just like your mom had issues every day of her life until the hospice came. And Lord knows you don't want to be your mom. There's some great moms out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just picking up. Dads are just as bad. Dads probably worse. Dads are nuts, most of them, but we won't get into that. I'm not trying to lecture you. I'm trying to say, hey, have you tried this? Have you tried it? That's all. I'm just asking, have you tried it? So, going forward, this man, as many of you know who went to the show in Fort Lauderdale, one second. In Fort Lauderdale, I had a show in Fort Lauderdale, and many of you went to it. And that was the beginning of the rest of my life. And I didn't fully understand it. I really didn't fully understand it while it was occurring. I knew going into it that I was going to present some amazing things, some great speakers, some good people, and it's going to help a lot of people. Okay. What I've done and the way I've done it since that day, I had no concept of where I'd be standing today a month later. Where I'm standing today is the knowledge of what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with, who I'm doing it for and with, and what we plan to do on such a precise level that no nonsense anymore. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do this other thing, and then this other thing. And this is my future. These people that went to that show, you know who you are, and I are going to do something and create something that has never been done before, ever. I can honestly tell you that. Nobody's going to do it. And my son and I were discussing this. I was giddy, emotionally excited talking to my son about this because Brent gets it. Ron gets it. Mr. Ron Wood understands it. There's numerous other people. Mrs. April Mora gets it. John Gibson gets it. Kurt Carmichael gets it. Allan gets it. Brent gets it. Simon gets it. These are the team that I'm putting together to say, boom, there you go. Here you go. Deal with this. That's my future. It's my future project. It's my future desire. I have the ability. I have the connections. I have the knowledge. I have the know-how. I have the banking. I have the fundamental income structure to make it all occur. It's going to blow people's minds. How do I know that? Because, see, I don't live in the past anymore. I live in today. I conquer today, knowing what's coming tomorrow. And it's so black and white and so absolute that there's absolutely nothing in this man's way. I have all the pieces. I've put all the pieces together. I have all the parts. I have everything required to achieve my goal. And every time I get some little smoldering problem who wants to say, oh, well, you have to do this, Allan. Boom, next. I just cut bait. Done. Okay, you're eliminated. Who's next? Who else have we got? Who else would like to step up and tell me what we can't achieve together? The room gets quiet all of a sudden, huh? You, who every meeting we have are telling me what's going to go wrong and what to worry about and what to fear. You, out. Gone. You can't live with them. You can't win with them. You cannot succeed with that in the room. Worrying about future problems that aren't even here yet is a pastime that is destroying your life. It's destroying your life. Animals in nature don't do it. I don't know if you've noticed. The success that I plan on having has nothing to do with Allan's success. It has everything to do with the plan I'm putting together being successful. Hope you can distinguish the difference there. This isn't about, oh, gee, Allan gets rich. Great, good for him. No, and it's about this. I'm building something bigger than financial success. I'm building something steadier, more solid. I'm building what I'm going to call a financial generational institution. And it's built already. I have like weeks left before the contracts are completely done. And then it'll all be downhill from there. And yet, this is something I've been working on for a very long time. And I wasn't sure I wanted to bring a lot of people in on this thing, but what good is success alone? Who wants to do that? Nobody wants to do that. Yeah, we're going to do this together. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So, what's your future? Your future, having heard what I just said, past, present, future, for this man. That is not your plan, okay? I am receiving a few emails of people that have signed up and they've done some different things. And they're like, oh my God, Allan, how's everything going? How are we doing as a whole? No. It's not what you're doing. Your job is to sit back and be patient. That's what your job is. Your job is to find something you love to do in life and do more of it. Your job is to become successful at what it is you do. Your job is to determine what it is you want to do to better your life and your family's life and the people around you. Your job is to determine exactly how you're going to fix the community, help the community do better in which you live in, that is going to fulfill you and help you stop thinking about that puppy 40 years ago. You need to throw yourself into it. That's your job. That's your job tonight. Today, tonight, going forward, figure out what it is you're going to do and stop giving yourself excuses for why you haven't done it yet. Well, my parents, my dog, and, I grew up in the rough part. And, no, none of that holds water with this man. If you want to come up to me and tell me how sad your life is and how impossible it was and how it would be against all odds, Allan. Well, everybody loves a rags to riches story, don't they? So be that. Be that one. Crush it. It's so simple. Nobody is keeping you from being successful in any endeavor there is. No one. You, right here, the only person keeping you from becoming successful is yourself. And I hate to be so forceful about all this tonight. Hate maybe isn't the right word. I know I'm being aggressive with this tonight because I keep hearing some of the most incredibly beautiful, intelligent people, far smarter than this man in front of this camera, and they're telling me what they're not good at. Explain the value to me or to yourself to remind you yourself what you're not good at. Show me the value in that. Explain the value to me, what you're not good at. How does that improve your day, your moment, or tomorrow? That's right. There isn't an answer for that. You know why? Because it's useless to you. And all it's doing is making you remind yourself in that moment why you stand in the place that you don't want to be anymore. And you constantly repeat that to God, light, love, universe, source, whatever, consciousness. And you're constantly repeating to yourself and all that is that that's who you are and that's all you are. There's no value in that. None. That dog doesn't hunt. And you're not going to be able to ever get busy enough going forward and taking this step and the next step and the next step. And the next thing you know, it starts to snowball on you that you get so busy and you're so creative and you're having so much fun doing these projects that 6-8 months go by, and then you're going to look back and go, oh my God, wow, look where I'm at. How did I get here? Well, we don't know, but just keep doing it. Don't go back to thinking about the dog and your parents and the neighborhood you grew up in and what you're not good at. Don't do that. Don't go back there. Not even for a moment. Because you got so busy in what you were going to achieve and what you're going to do and how you're going to do it and the way you're going to do it. And you knew it was going to work out because you had the vision and you could see it. And that inspiration that you built within yourself created your new life or new experience. And sometimes it's 2 hours in a row. Sometimes it's 2 days in a row. And sometimes it's a year or two later. And you stop and you go, how did I get here? I want that for all 120 of you right now. I want that for you. It's empowering because you know why it's empowering mostly? Because the next time I go into a room that I have no business being in, I have no knowledge of what's happening. I'm the low guy on the pole. And I walk out of that boardroom and everybody's like, we got to get that guy on our team and we got to make sure he's running the whole thing. Yeah, that's right. That happens to me now. Yeah. I go to meetings now where I'm the most important man at the table. I was the guy getting them water and coffee. Don't look back at your weaknesses. Stop evaluating what isn't here yet. Who cares? Who cares? Well, I have to be a realist, Allan. I have to weigh the pros and the cons. No, you don't. No. The biggest mistake that almost everybody does is I'm weighing the cons here, Allan. I have got to eyeball this thing. I've got to tell you a story. You guys are going to love this one. I told this story to a couple of people today because it's so good. There's this project that I'm probably going to talk to every one of you in this group about, and it's a financial opportunity that, you know, if it resonates with you, you invest a couple of bucks in it, and if it doesn't, you don't, and don't, you know, blame me or anybody else. It's a financial business opportunity that I'll be discussing with many of you, probably everybody in this chat, right? Sooner or later, in the weeks to come. Well, I presented it to this person that I think a great deal of. And, well, he came back to me. Jesse's here, obviously. He came back to me with, well, I'm out. It's a scam, and it's a scam, and it's a rug pull, and you know, you're going to lose everything. And gosh, there was this reason and 5 other reasons. And I didn't say anything. I didn't say a word. I didn't talk him off the ledge. I said, okay, sure. And the phone went quiet. Like he wanted me to talk him into doing it. And I'm like, no, it's fine. You don't have to get involved in anything I'm getting involved in. Right? You're a grown man. You get to make your own decisions about everything. And you get to own the decisions in which you make. You bought that XRP. You bought that XLM and that Bitcoin and all the other coins, and you owned it, and you own it, and you bought it, period. Allan didn't own it, buy it for you. You bought it for you. That's what this is about. And he's just like, I could hear he wanted me to talk him into it. I said, that's fine. Then go your own way. The issue is this. He's going to come back to me, gee, I don't know, 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. You know the type. And they're going to come back to you and they're going to say this, just as plain as a nose in my face. I know what this is going to happen. He's going to go, hey, how about that project you told me about a few months ago? Hey, how's that working out for you? And you're going to go, oh, we're crushing it. We're doing incredibly well. I mean, everybody's, doing good. Why? What's going on? Well, I was kind of thinking about it, and, I got a couple extra bucks, and I, I don't know, maybe maybe I'm thinking about putting some money in it. Like 6 months or a year later, after it's like tripled in price or something, they'll come back to you and you just look at them. You're like, I don't know why. Okay, well, I don't know where you're getting in now. Could be the top. Could be the top. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? It's not the only opportunity in this world. Find something different. We'll find you a different project. You don't have to get into that one like late or something. I don't know. It's just weird how like people know, on the inside. They know you're an honest guy, and you're trying to help them, and they know it, but they're like, well, I don't know, it's a scam, and there's this, and I don't know about these whole UNA things, and boy, the IRS, boy, I don't want to pay taxes, and I think taxes are criminal. In fact, I know they are. And then now there's this way to get out from paying all these taxes, but well, everybody I know that ever tried to do that, they all went to jail, and there's that. So I'm out, Allan. And it's like, okay, no problem. No problem. No sweat. I'm not talking into it. Why would I do that? They're on their path, and it's not a wrong path or a right path or anything else. It's just a different path. It's a time in a man's life when he says, I'm winning. And when things come to me, I know they're good. Unless as soon as I hear about it, I get that feeling of, and then I'll ask a couple of hard questions, and I'll be like, no, I've kind of seen that fail before, and I kind of like this other thing that's almost the same thing, and it's doing really well. Why would I go over there? Anyway, that's kind of how this man does it. But I've got a really hard stop tonight at 6 o'clock. Well, 6 o'clock Pacific time. Sorry, guys. I'm really excited about what's happening. I know the crypto market is really slow and it's going sideways, if anything. I was at a dinner not long ago, and I had mentioned to somebody at the dinner that I thought crypto could go sideways for 6 months. They're like, oh my, what? 6 months sideways? I'm like, well, it's just a feeling I have. I'm wrong most of the time. So why would you listen to that? I hope I'm wrong. It just feels like it's stagnant right now, and it's just not. That Clarity Act is the biggest piece of trash I've ever read. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's many of you that really like the Clarity Act, so I don't really want to insult your intelligence, but that's garbage. Okay. I'm just going to go out. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, if we're going to regret that, that's when we're going to say, oh, wow, gee, really, we're in this big balled up hurry to get something passed, and then that happened, and really not good. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to ask a couple of questions because I only got a few minutes left here. I want to let me get back to what I was talking about and kind of a conclusion on what I was discussing. I'm going to be coming to some of you, and I'm going to be sending you an email or a text or a phone call. And I was counting them the other day. I have 7 opportunities in my life right now. 7. And on this channel, you probably only knew about 2 of them. Okay. So there's like 5 other opportunities that are going to be over the next 6 months to a year, because I got to vet them out. I can't just pile them out on a website and do a YouTube channel about it and then have everybody pile in, and I don't even know what's going on in the thing yet. Okay. I don't operate like that. But there's some opportunities that are really amazing out there, and I don't want you to put a lot of money in any of these things. These are things that are not my family fund. Okay. What I call my family's financial future is not built on these products or these things. These are things that I would never invest another person's money in, but they're fun, and the return is good, and the gains are good, and the concepts are great. And I will be slowly sharing some of those opportunities with all of you going forward, because I promised that I told you that I would on Thursday nights. I've shared some of the things that AI is bringing to us in the past. I'm going to be sharing some of the AI opportunities that are coming up, the returns on your money monthly, and all those kind of things, like we did with the Go Baby Trader, like we did with the UNAs, the taxation deal, and MSTY, and some other things that I've given you, like 5 and 10% interest on your money monthly. Okay. Back when nobody was doing that, I was doing that on this channel. So I'm going to be introducing more of those kind of products. There's a couple of them out there, and we will be. Oh, look, I was just talking about her. She's blowing my phone up. We will be talking about some of those opportunities coming up going forward. Probably not on this open of a space. Okay. It's probably going to be more like, I'm guessing, like a individual call, and then some sort of presentation to you individually. I would never do it on this kind of public place. Anyway, so maybe some of you have some questions here for me tonight. I'll dig through and see what I've got going here. I love the way you guys all get along so well in this chat. Like, you don't even need to watch the show. You just get in there and start chatting with each other. Yeah, I am on a roll. Thanks, brother, sister, whoever that was. Love aggressive, Allan. Yeah. 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 Thanks, Mr. Sanchez. I do say what's in my heart, and I want well for all people. And I know that all of mankind is blessed. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to understand, but nobody's keeping you back from success. and nobody's holding you down, and you're holding yourself down, or what you've learned from your parents or generations before that are ignorant about money, ignorant about finance, ignorant about health and wealth and happiness, they don't understand it and they don't know how to obtain it or gain it. And when you do, when you learn it, you look back and you go, holy, why doesn't everybody get that? How come everybody doesn't do it like that? Like, you know, you just obtain a lot of assets, you borrow against the assets. What you borrow against, you don't owe interest on or tax on. And when you borrow that money, you don't even have to pay tax on it. So it's tax-free money that you get to invest into another asset, which turns into another thing that you can borrow against. And such as like like a HELOC in your house or something along those lines. And that return snowballs on top of another return on top of another return. And the next thing you know, everything's making money. Even your debt is making you money. And the concept is new for the middle class and lower, but the wealthy have known that game and played that game forever. And I'm here to teach that to all of you. I just have to teach by example, and I have to teach by bringing you in slowly and saying, look, here's what we do next. Here's what you do next. Here's, if you're in group 1, 2, or 3, here's how you go. Here's your next step, and here's what you're going to do with it. That's what my Thursday night shows are about. Tonight was kind of more of a, I don't know what tonight's show was about. Tonight's show was about a man just like Mr. Sanchez just said, opening up his heart and trying to say, this is within all of you. You can do this. This is not complicated. It doesn't take somebody above your skill set or your education level to become successful in the world today. You're completely capable. All of you. I don't care what you think of yourself. You're wrong. You are capable of doing anything. Now, I get it. You're 4'10" and you're not going to play center for the Lakers. I know. I get that. That's the kind of stuff that keeps you in trouble. That's this kind of thought process that keeps you where you're at. If you're always, well, that isn't true because, if I was, I can't play center for the Lakers. It's like that mindset right there is holding you back. And you think it's being real or being truthful or being honest with oneself, or I have to weigh the cons and the pros and the cons. The problem is you never weigh the damn pros. Almost everybody I know lives in con world. You sneak out every now and then, you go, oh, well, what if, what if, Martha, what if we did have an extra $10,000 a month? What would we do with it? Like every now and then you'll let your mind sneak out a little bit. No. You got to live there. You've got to live. What would you do with it? Mode. Not, hey, I've got all these obligations and things like that don't happen to people like me. I don't know anybody in my hometown that happened to. So therefore, I'm just like everybody. Who am I to think I'm better than somebody else? All of that is holding you in place. Your growth is not happening because it's you holding yourself there. You have the keys to these shackles. This is really the point of the show tonight. Who do you want to be? When do you want to do it? I would suggest doing it tomorrow. And I would suggest baby steps. And the baby steps are this. Stop weighing the damn cons. You're not smart. I know you think you sound smarter by saying the sky's falling, the economic crash, and this thing, and the whole. I watch people's videos and all the carry trade and the oil prices. Stop. Okay, stop. You're just holding yourself back. All of that seemingly, I am economically wise and knowledge of all things economics is holding you back. There's nothing in this world financially. The big financial picture There's nothing about that massive 50,000 foot view on the planet holding you back. Sorry. You're looking at a man that crushed it in 2008. Absolutely crushed it. And 90% of the people I know lost everything. Doesn't mean I'm smart. Doesn't mean I'm a genius. In particular, back then, I probably wasn't all that business savvy. What I'm saying is, with what's happening today with AI, what's happening with trading, what's happening with crypto, what's happening with stable coins, is the financial paradise that is being built. And you know about it. You conceptually understand stable coins and crypto and financial networks. You understand DeFi. You understand decentralization. You understand the power of blockchain. You are miles ahead of Louis, the town attorney, or the best accountant in your village. You're miles ahead of him because of what you know about decentralization, the future of all banking, the future of all trading, the future of all economics has your profits doubling and tripling over the next 2 to 5 years. Every human being in America, okay, who has 10 grand to invest, 5 grand to invest, will be making minimum 2 to 5% monthly on their money within 2 to 5 years from now. Every single one of them. I'm talking about B of A. I know, it's hard to believe. But the exposure of decentralization, exposing the banking corruption to the level of, oh, hey, look at this. We got this thing, and it's this crypto thing, and it's the stable coins, and it's all this. Well, look at what we found. This blockchain is so efficient. Oh, we're just going to go ahead and pass the efficiency on to you because, we're just swell people here at Bank of America. When all the while they've been making those returns anyway on your back. It's just now they're going to have an excuse to come clean with you and say, oh, well, we're doing so well. We're going to pass it on to you because you're such great people. And we only care about our clientele here at Wells Fargo. That's just who we are, right? We just care about you. They're being forced to do that because of financial dexes out there that this is all happening right now. Right now. And it's so fun to be a part of it because, well, it couldn't come at a better time because AI is going to take a lot of jobs. But who wants a damn job anyway? Who wants a job? I don't know about you, but I kind of like to get up, scratch my head. I think I'll make a little coffee, pet the dogs, maybe start the fire in the wintertime. Okay, what else am I going to? Oh, hey, let's see. There's fly rods on the rack or golf clubs. Well, it's winter. Probably go fly fishing today. Who needs a job? You're going to borrow equity from your house, from anywhere you can get it, and you're going to make returns on it. And the returns are going to pay your monthly bills times 3. I'm just saying. That's the life we're headed towards. It's not, hey, I'm going to get on the dole and I'm just going to collect unemployment because, UBIs come in and they got to feed us all. You don't want that. You're not going there. Okay. All right. I know I talk about that a lot, so I don't want to just go ahead and repeat myself a million times over. Yeah, right. Choose the fly rod. I agree. Yeah, Johnny, you should retire. my brother. You will be retiring soon. What do we got in here? I want to be an owner. Yeah, I know, right? Um, let's see. Well, somebody's just getting here. Looks like. Good evening. You're going to have to play the show back. I don't even remember. Was it a good one? I think it was pretty good. I don't remember starting these shows. I never do. I think we're on like 60 weeks ago or something like that. I don't really remember. I know it's been over a year, but this, I don't know if you guys have probably already noticed this. I don't do many YouTube shows anymore. Well, this is YouTube. I mean, this is Rumble and YouTube, but I'm a huge fan of just talking to you and expressing where my heart, my soul, and my head is at, and where we're going together. And for me, I don't care what the media thinks. I don't care what politicians say. I don't care what the economists in the world think. I don't care at all where the oil prices or real estate prices, or can you sell your home or can't you sell your home, or what anybody thinks about the latest movie out or the previous football game or any of that. I don't care about any of that stuff anymore. I really don't. I care about people. I care that people figure out what I've been blessed to have most of my life, which is happiness and peace comes from within. And I never understood how blessed I was in that category. I've always been pretty happy-go-lucky guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I can sit and have a conversation with, accountants for 3 hours about, a P&L sheet. But I'm happy to do it. And I like it. And it's like people. Yeah. And it's important to me that there's people out there that care about people. That helps me. It helps me understand that I'm not alone, that I actually care about people. Again, like I said earlier, I don't really care what you think of me. All I care is that I care about you. I'm not looking for a pat on the back. Any of you that have met me or gone to any of my shows or any of those kind of things, I'm not looking for your praise. I'm looking for your participation. I want to hear what you have to say. What are we doing? What are we talking about? What are we getting done? What do you want to make happen in your life? And my favorite, all of you that came up to me at the show, your dog's name. For God's sakes, don't forget the dog or the cat. Kids, like all of them. All of them. Yeah. I've really got to rock. It's 6:05 Pacific Standard Time here. Okay. I hope everybody has a great evening, a good weekend. I'm trying to get a guest on for next Thursday. He was supposed to be on here tonight. He dropped the ball on me, and we didn't need him anyway, did we? It was too much fun. I had another show that I had show notes for, and I was talking to Brent last night. Should I go with this show or that show? He's like, no, Dad, go with that one. Brent always likes the spiritual shows. He always likes the one where we talk about, people and the belief in our fellow man and the rest of it. So the B-Man is a special soul. And those of you who have met him know exactly what I'm talking about. And the team in which I've surrounded myself with, the cast of characters, you all know who you all are. You mean so much to me. But, the Rons and the cat and Elizabeth, my lovely wife, and my son and Simon, and we're a team. And we're an amazing team to meet and to be around. And I say that because I'm around these great people all the time. And it's like, they understand what we're doing here. They understand why we're doing what we're doing. And they also understand that, Allan, you're crazy for even trying to attempt what you're pulling off right now. You're just a madman. What's the matter with you? You should seek help. You should seek help, and you should not try and do what you're about to do with these great people of your channel. Because, and that's when I look at them and smile and say, what good would life be without the challenges in it? That's the big challenge that I have going forward, is doing as much for others as humanly possible. Oh, and I have to say, oh, I almost forgot. There's 2 projects that I've talked about before on this channel that I'm going to start really getting into somewhere. I know this is a while from now, but somewhere around August and September, there's a project that I'm working with, and I'm proud to be a tiny fractional possibility of an ownership in, possibly somewhere down the road, that is absolutely going to change mankind. 2 of them. I got 2 of them that are probably the 2 most important things that mankind can even be involved in. And I can't wait to share all that with you guys. We're going to be a part of all of that. That's going down the road. That's what I plan on sharing with you guys, and many other things, including our own personal financial opportunities together. All right, everybody. Hope you all had a great night, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And let's get old Jesse boy to say goodnight to everybody here. Jesse, can you say goodnight? Can you say goodnight to everybody, big guy? He's my big boy. This guy right here is absolutely my shadow. I know everybody has great dogs, and Jesse's only 2, so he's still figuring out how to get amazing. But he is my great dog, and he's those of you who have a wonderful dog who, like Elizabeth has a couple of dogs that really worship Elizabeth. This guy is my guy. He's like, he and I are inseparable, and it's so beautiful to have the love of an animal. And with that, I'm babbling. All of you be well, and I'll see you next week. I'll see you Sunday, I think. Yeah, for sure. All right. I am trying to get out of here.